welcome every one of us. Again, I want to welcome every one of us to today's class. My name is Coach Dan, and it's always a privilege and an honor for me each time I'm given the opportunity to share on this amazing platform, the WealthSecrets mindset. And I want to say a very big thank you to the host of this project, Dr. Afolabi. You're doing an amazing job. I must commend. You're doing a very great job. I mean, giving out this much value every day, Monday to Friday, and we've surpassed 1 year. All right, before you know, we'll be here 3 months, we'll be here 6 months, and then we'll celebrate 2 years of this amazing podcast on a daily basis. Kudos, bro. You're doing an amazing job. Your zeal, your determination, and making sure we're able to give out value to the people. And guess what? All for free. Okay, so thank you again, bro. You're doing amazing work. All right, again, back to the class. So, ladies and gentlemen, as you know, this week has been an amazing week for us. All right, it's been an amazing week for us. We've been talking about the wealthy versus the poor mindset. All right, the wealthy versus the poor mindset. And Dr. Falabi have dealt so much into it, you know, giving us the differences, what the rich mindset is screwed up, you know, what they think about, and as against what the poor mind thinks about. Now, let me just quickly say this before I build up on all of the points which has been taking us from, all right, all the way from Monday, you know, and the essence of this teaching, ladies and gentlemen, is to put up a reminder to us, some of us, and to also serve as a checkmate, so that when you start thinking in a particular pattern, you just could remind yourself that, look, this is not how the rich thinks. This is not how the wealthy thinks. All right. You can just see yourself unconsciously start thinking like a poor mindset. So it is for you to be able to consciously then remind yourself that, no, if I must achieve the success I want to achieve, if I must develop myself, if I must be the best version of myself, this thinking pattern is a no-no. So again, also, this is more like the teaching is to serve as a reminder, all right, on how we need to think, and going by the fact that the year is coming to an end and we're preparing ourselves for a bigger thing to happen the next coming year, 2023. So guys, I need us to take this class very seriously. Monday, Tuesday, and yesterday has been amazing. It has been loaded. So if you had missed out on those classes, I want to encourage you, ladies and gentlemen. The live stream is on the live stream is on Facebook. You could follow up on the Afolabi Fleaks. You could go to our YouTube channels and make sure you get yourself loaded with this information. And trust me, it's really going to help. So this morning, ladies and gentlemen, I will be building up on what Dr. Afolabi has started up, all right? The rich, the wealthy mindset versus the poor mindset. How does the wealthy people think? That helps them become wealth. Understanding the fact that our thought pattern, the way we think, eventually determine our behavioral pattern. All right, our thought pattern eventually determine our behavioral pattern, and our behavioral pattern eventually determine the results you will get. So the way you think determines the way you behave, and the way you behave, which is your attitude now, will eventually determine your result, which will be that success at the end of the day, or you will yet to achieve the success. So your thinking pattern is very crucial. And that's the whole essence of this class, mentorship, mindset mentoring, all right? Having to think in the right direction, having to think the right way, because everything flows from our thoughts. So you need to be mindful of the way you think, because the way you think eventually determines the way you act, determine your attitude. And the way you act on a daily basis, the things you do on a daily basis will ultimately determine your results. So guys, it's very, very crucial. So this morning I'll be sharing with us some tips just to add up to what we've already been taught. All right, again, also, it's important that we know that the wealthy mindset, all right, think of living his or her comfort zone. All right, the wealthy mindset is not afraid to leave their comfort zone. The way the wealthy thinks is, look, if I must get it done, I must be willing to sacrifice. Sacrifice your time, sacrifice your comfort, as it were. All right, but the poor mindset, guess what? They are comfortable, even their broke zone. Now, let me illustrate this for us to understand. A man gets a job, is willing to stay on that job for the rest of his life, even when he's not comfortable with the salary. Now, you tell him, look, you might have to get engaged in some other side also. alongside what you're doing. But because that time is going to encroach into his time, oh man, I need time to relax. Oh, I need to chill. I need to go party. Those are their comfort. Understanding that the time you engage in a side hustle might encroach into that comfort timing. And guess what? They put it off. No. Que sera, sera. They always believe in what will be, will be. But guess what? If you must achieve success, you must be willing to leave your comfort zone. When the need arises, do not limit yourself to where you are. The world always think, I want to explore. They're willing to leave what? Their comfort zone. So guys, you must understand this. For a wealthy mindset, you must be willing to do what? To leave your comfort zone. So the moment you start thinking, oh, you're too comfortable where you are, all right, you feel uncomfortable leaving your comfort zone, then something is wrong somewhere. You need to start having a readjustment, a rethinking. Whenever you're afraid to leave your comfort zone, whenever you're afraid to take that step, whenever you're afraid, no, it's not a crime for you to be afraid, but what is important is the fact that you must be willing to leave your comfort zone when the need arises for it, because that's how the wealthy explore. And that is how they're able to achieve what they've been able to achieve. So guys, the wealthy feels okay, right? Leaving their comfort zone, right? In order to achieve what they want to achieve in life. But for the poor, they feel very comfortable staying put at the comfort zone. All right, that's another point you must take note of. Now, the other point I want to share with us this morning is that the wealthy mindset always want to learn more. All right, I mean, we've heard this, all right, but I want to stress on it because it's very important. You always want to learn more. They are open to learning. They are open to mentorship. All right, they want to acquire more knowledge. But guess what? The poor always think, oh, I already know it all. Ladies and gentlemen, in your field of endeavor, whatever your field is, you must be willing to learn more. As you're drawing up your goals and vision for next year, also include there the budgets that you have to pay to learn more, the fees you have to pay to acquire more knowledge, because it is in the more knowledge that you have that gives you edge in your career. The books you want to buy, the courses you want to invest in for yourself growth. All right, so the rich always learn more. They spend more time to learn. They attend courses that they pay in thousands of dollars. They don't mind, but because they believe that the information they're going to get is going to give them edge in their career. It's going to give them the edge that is required if they must achieve the success they want to achieve. So the rich never get tired of learning. But guess what? The poor feels, oh, I mean, I already know it. Or why should I go and give somebody money? Excuse me, I don't need to do that. I can always go on Google. I can always learn these things. All right. Now look at the mentorship class, for instance. Now we're having a VIP section, which requires a little token, all right, to get an upgraded one-on-one training, all right, one-on-one mastery training. As a rich mindset thinker, you must understand that, look, I must be willing to invest my resources in programs like that so that I can get more information that will help me to achieve the success that I require to achieve. So the moment you start thinking that investing your money to acquire knowledge, I mean, it's wrong. I mean, you start thinking, you start feeling discouraged in doing that, then you need to ask yourself, because you already start thinking like a poor mindset. You're already developing a poor mindset. The rich mindset don't get tired. Look, there are courses that runs in thousands of dollars, and people are engaging it. Why? Because they understand the importance of information. It is the information that you know that will give you edge. It is information that you know that will give you edge. The books you read, the videos you listen to, the audios you listen to. You need to invest to learn. Invest more in learning. That is the rich mindset. The wealthy mindset invests more in learning. You're always open to learning. You're always open to personal growth, because this eventually, who you become is what you expose yourself to eventually. All right. But again, like I said, the poor, they don't always feel cool doing that. They feel, oh, I could use this money to do some other thing. I could use this money to do this. I could use this money to do that. No, you mustn't think that way. All right. Now, the next one I want to say is that the rich invest in assets. I must stress this. They invest in things that will give them more money. Whereas the poor mindset, they spend money on things to impress others. All right. Well, if you start seeing yourself trying to live a life to impress others, oh, I think I need to gather money and buy this. I need to look this way so that people could feel or think I've also joined the gang of the wealthy. So people could think that I've arrived. No, you need to ask yourself questions. Do you truly want to, at this level you are, do you truly want to buy a $20,000 car? Do you need it? Can you sustain that? Or you're just trying to do that to impress? So when the reason for your doing anything is to impress or oppress others, as it were, then you're thinking like the poor. Because the rich will put in money into a world which generate more money for them. All right. So the rich don't live their life to impress anybody. All right. Look at the rich. Just look around. Look at Elon Musk. He doesn't need to wear Gucci. He doesn't need to wear all of those designers. He's not trying to impress anybody. You don't live a life to impress. If you, the wealthy mindset, don't live a life trying to impress people, but rather they live a life trying to impact people. But of course, the poor mindset, they either want to impress people or oppress people, as it were. So the moment you start thinking, oh, let me do this so that they can think that way. Oh, let me acquire this so that my neighbors can feel that, oh man, these guys are right. Let me go get, if the reason for your getting a new car is to impress others, I must tell you the truth, that's the wrong reason. So the moment your mind starts thinking towards like a poor mindset, you need to understand that it's high time you give yourself a rethink or a reboost on your mentality. All right, again, also the rich, like I've always said, the wealthy mindset, they live to impact. You organize grants. You know, the moment you have, the more you have, the more you give out. You want to give out, you want to organize grants. That's how the wealthy thinks. With the little they have, they're able to put up grants. They're able to organize projects to impact life. But guess what? The poor mindset lives to conserve. They want to acquire everything to themselves. It's just about them. It's about themselves. Oh, myself, my family, myself, my family. I mean, just recently we had a story about EFCC, how they discovered the Economy and Financial Crime Commission, discovering a warehouse where some persons went and stacked millions of naira. And this money robbed. All right, the money robbed. It's no longer useful. That's the poor mindset. They want to conserve everything to themselves. Even the money they themselves, their generation unborn cannot finish spending. They conserve it. They conserve money. They even conceal information. What they know that they can share to others to also impact others, they don't. They conceal it. That's the poor mindset, ladies and gentlemen. That's the poor reason. They are afraid to share. But guess what? The world, they are not willing, they are not reserved to share. We share. Now look at what, like, for example, taking an instance from our project, this podcast. It's been running for over a year and it's free. What do? We share the information that we know will help you to become the better person that you want to become. That's how the world is think. Already willing to share. They share the resources. They are willing to share information that will help you. All right. So the moment you start seeing yourself, thinking about yourself and your family alone, then you need to have a rethink. Because guess what? That is the way the poor thinks. And you don't want to think like the poor, because if you're developing the poor mindset, you eventually get the poor results that you don't want to. So you need to understand these things so that you can guide your thinking pattern on a daily basis. Now, let me just say this as well. The rich do not work for money. The wealthy, their mindset is not just to work for money. They work to learn. They work to improve themselves. So the rich, more of like, okay, let me do this. Eventually, the end result will be that they get paid or they make more money for themselves, whichever way. But the bottom line, the basic for going into what you're doing, it's not for the money. It's the value you bring, you get it. Your value you take into the marketplace. They work to learn. They consider value more. Like I've always said, it's value before money, right? But guess what? The poor mindset can't wait for the next paycheck. Their emphasis is the money. Oh, let me do this. Sometimes you're so excited. Oh, thank God it's Friday. All right, thank God the ball is coming to an end. They cannot wait for the next paycheck. Now, the moment you start thinking in that light, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for you to have a rethink. What value am I adding to my organization? What value am I bringing to my business? What value am I impacting others with? What are the value? What value What value? Think of the value of bringing to the marketplace. Think of the value of getting, not necessarily the money. The money will eventually come. The money is the end product eventually. But your focus shouldn't be on the money, because that's the way the poor thinks. The poor mindset, their focus is on the money. Let me do this job so I can get paid. You see them jumping from a job that is paying them less, but giving them more trainings. You get more trainings, but because the pay is less, they want to jump into a job that seems to pay them more with no trainings at all. That's the poor mindset. It's about the money, not about the training. So ladies and gentlemen, you must understand this. So the moment your mind starts tilting toward that line, it's time for you to give yourself a rethink. Again, also, it's very important for me to say this, that the rich mindset, the wealthy mindset, they are open for mentorship. They want to learn. They want to connect with people because they understand that their network is determined by their network. The network of people you have will eventually determine your network. They are open to mentorship. They want to learn more. They want to acquire more knowledge. They are open to learning, all right? But guess what? The poor mindset feels, oh, no, I know it already. I don't need it. I mean, who is he? How old is he? What does he know that I don't know? You know, they always have this pride and ego in them. They all feel, come on, why should this guy be my mentor? I have some mentors that in age, they are more younger than myself, but they're my mentors. I listen to their audios. I listen to what they say. I sit and I listen, ladies and gentlemen. So the rich mindset, they're willing to be mentored. They're open for being mentored. They're also willing to be a mentor to others. And they're also open for being mentored. But for the poor mindset, guess what? You already know it all. And lastly, for this morning, ladies and gentlemen, you must understand this. The rich mindset, the wealthy mindset, they are always willing to take calculated risk. Because the success is in you taking that risk. The moment you're always afraid to take the risk. But guess what? The poor, oh my God, I don't want to lose a dime. I can't afford to lose a penny this time around. Oh, no. Everything that you come to, every opportunity you bring to them is a scam. They don't want to venture into anything. They say, man, look, I did something like this 10 years ago. Ladies and gentlemen, the world is evolving and it's evolving on a very fast lane. If you're not willing to take calculated risk, you might not be able to achieve the level of success you want to achieve. So the rich mindset, the wealthy mindset, they're not afraid to take risks. Even if it fails, they've learned and they move on. Because failure, like Dr. Afolabi told us, is part of the process. You just get to find out the way it doesn't work. You learn and you move on. But guess what? The poor mindset, oh my God, they don't want to try anything. They don't want to venture into anything new. They are always afraid, hey, what if it doesn't work? What if this, or what if that, or what if all the negativity? And this is my message to you this morning. Why not pause and ask yourself, what if it works? There's an opportunity that has been staring at you. There is a thought that has been coming to your mind. There is an urge for you to do something. And you've been afraid to take that step because you're afraid, oh, what if it doesn't work? What if I fail? It is best you try and it doesn't work, and you try again, you learn more things, you get involved with people that have already done it and have succeeded. You learn from them. All right? So it's best you try. So this morning, ladies and gentlemen, as we're preparing ourselves into getting and beginning another chapter of the year, going to a new year, I want you to develop consciously the wealthy mindset. Before you venture into anything, ask yourself, how would a rich man think about this? If I'm Tony Elumelu, for instance, if I'm Dangote, how would Dangote think about this? If you want to venture into this, because of course the rich, like I've always said, they're willing to give more. Dangote is building a refinery. I mean, Atlanta, I don't know how to say that the refinery had the capacity to provide over 3,000 jobs. Over 3,000 jobs. All right, he's willing to impact more. He's willing to give more. Then for you, you're thinking, oh, it's about you. It's about you. I can't do it. Who said you can? You must be willing to overcome your fear. I mean, Dr. Afolabi stressed a little bit more on this. So ladies and gentlemen, this one I want to encourage us. As we prep ourselves, as we prepare ourselves into going into a new year, this is the best moment for you to sit down and think. Because this new year 2023 should be one of the best years of your life. And you can achieve whatever it is you want to achieve if only you're willing to be intentional about yourself. If you're willing to be intentional about your life, the way you think, the things you do. Remember, like I said, that your thought pattern will eventually determine your attitude, your habits, your daily activity is determined by your thought pattern. Your thought pattern determines the things you do, and the things you do determine the results you get. If you want to achieve a better result come next year, then it's high time you start thinking differently. It's high time you embrace the wealthy mindset. It's high time you start doing the things, all right, the things that you don't normally wouldn't want to do. Because trust me, like I've always said to people, the wealth you're waiting for is in the business you're running from. Let me say that again. The wealth you're waiting for, it's in that opportunity that you're running from. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I hope I've been able to share some